in this world of managing our energy, of not burning out, of, you were saying learning how to slow down, that when you are inspired by everything and curious about everything and wanting to acquire all that knowledge, do you have a system or something that you do, practices that keep you from that burnout?
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. So I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I don't say Christian because I really want to separate myself from certain things. But I am a follower of Jesus Christ. And so as a result, my grounding is there. So my grounding is in the morning, every morning. I read passages from the Bible. I often, there's this app that I use with my brother and some friends, and we'll be in a plan together and we're talking back and forth. I meditate, I pray every morning. I've learned to do that before getting out of bed. Because once I'm out of bed, then it's on and popping, as my friends will say. Like, I'm just like all over the place. And I've recognized that I've had to make that a priority. And over the years, I can just see the difference. Productivity changes is all about intentionality too, right? So setting intention from the beginning of the day. And frankly, I vacillate in terms of my practices other than what I just said. So sometimes I'll journal. Interestingly, I haven't been able to journal regularly or frequently enough in my mind during the entire pandemic. And I think there's a part of me that has been concerned that if I start, then I won't stop. And so it's just like, we'll just think about stuff. So I'm an infrequent journaler, but I was never really a big diary kind of kid, if you will. And which is probably why every year I would buy my daughter a journal for like her birthday, for Christmas. And finally, she said to me, for the love of God, do not give me another journal. Mommy, I'm really appreciative, but please, I have a whole stack here that are empty. Please don't give me another one. So really having a prayer life, if you will, I think is David in the Bible, in the Psalms, it said, thy word have I hidden in my heart that I may not sin against you. And so the hidden in the heart part, I take that seriously, that, I constantly am praying, but without like the whole physical, ritualistic part, but it's a relational kind of thing. And I think that's what keeps me calm. And then I would say that also recognizing I've been trying out different practices. So one that I've been working on lately, using technology too. So I have on my app, in my phone, in my reminders, and I've called it today's intentions. And to give myself some grace to thinking about what is the least amount that I can do today that I feel productive. And so it's like, today I'm going to do at least, and then I set a timer for myself, and a couple of hours, it'll remind me. And what's cool about it, each day I do it, some of the things that I said I was going to do, I couldn't do for whatever reason. So instead of writing them off and putting them on another list, they just stay there until I click that it's done. And so that's a way for my brain to let go of the running to-do list and say, it's okay, I've already captured it. And so let's the whole brain be in this moment, if you will. That's a lot, but that's what I've been really thinking about a lot lately, that how do I set my day, the intentions for the day? And then I think I have one of those personalities that I'm driven by my purpose. And that's what I was going to say earlier. It's all connected to my purpose, right? So I believe 95% of what I do is directly connected to my purpose, which is to use my gifts and talents to encourage, inspire, and then even empower others to seek and find their life's potential, so that together we can make the world a better place. And so I have a series called King Crush Thursdays where I'm interviewing and highlighting Black men. Well, I do the Zoom call with the men, I contact them, I edit it, I do all of that, and then I give it to someone to post for me. But all that other stuff I have to do. So I got to find the time to do it. And so sometimes it means I will sacrifice sleep in order to do that. It's a little painful sometimes to me, but the greater good is that other people get to see this thing and I can take a nap, later. So like, yeah, all of that. It's again, it's like learning that I have the space and we have more time than we thought we had.
So you have taken your mission, and I find this really fascinating because your mission is to share your light, your gifts as a way to inspire, but to inspire the same in others, to help them to unveil and uncover their gifts and their light, and to help them on that path of showing it to others, which I think is a real amazing example of the collective, right? That we pass this along. And so do you have a tip? I often know that when we're asked your why, what is your purpose? And I've asked that question before, it always is kind of met with this hesitation that we're never, I don't feel that as children or in school, we were really directed to think in terms of what's our why, what's our purpose, why are we here, and how do we be of service to that collective. So when working with your clients or others, do you have something you can share about how you go through that process?
Sure. So I think it's important that that every relationship is mutually beneficial, right? That there really is it the law of reciprocity? Like, is that indeed a law? I think it should be if it's not, but that it's mutually, or the law of mutual beneficiality, right? That, and so even in my purpose, and I learned this years ago, I'm looking over here, July 14th, 2007 is when I finally articulated my purpose. And it's been slightly amended over the years. Just recently, I worked with a coach named Valerie Gay. She's in Canada now. She was in Switzerland at the time. We did it via Zoom. Sadly, I couldn't go see her, where she helped me around the why and really thinking even deeper. And so I think the current manifestation of my, or articulation of my purpose / mission is the last bit of it. So that together, like the whole point, like here's the why, but to what end kind of thing. And we added that so that together, individually and together, we can make the world a better place. What I've learned is, in our society, we are taught that if we think about ourselves first, we're selfish. But we also know if we don't think about ourselves first, we can't serve anyone else. And so that tension, I had to really think a lot about that tension. So how can I have a purpose where I get to enjoy my life and get to help people enjoy their life, or use what I have to help people enjoy their lives? And so that's, so what I talk to folks about is that very thing. What is their why? I believe that the why is utmost important. I used to say the what, it was the most important thing, but I do believe now that the why, followed very closely by the what, is very important. And the how, I don't focus on at all. Generally, we as a society, as human beings, we go to how first. How am I going to do this? How this, how that? But the how happens in so many different ways. To me, in my faith grounding, the how is none of my business. God will figure out how. I got to figure out why, and are my intentions pure, if you will. Like, so if I can answer my why, and then I can answer the what that is connected to that why, then I let it alone. And I'm amazed. Again, I like to be surprised. I am amazed about how it happens. It can happen in so many different ways. So when I'm talking a lot with folks, really encouraging them to let go of the how, which can feel like you're walking on a high wire, and especially for people who are, maybe type A personalities, like myself. I forgot you can't see me raising my hand. Like myself, I learned that I'm a type A personality. I didn't know that. until someone told me. But if letting go, it can be both nerve-wracking and also the most freeing thing. And so being there to hold space for someone else as they're exploring letting go. And that's where the seeking and finding one's own life's potential. If you let go of the how, then you have all this space to explore your why and then the what.